Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoy these kind of videos. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and also click on that bell button so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. So today we're actually going to make something. We're going to build a bench, and what you're going to need are all the items of the lumber and everything. I'll list them down below because it's just the measurements and everything. You'll go crazy. But basically, if you go to thrift stores like I do, you'll find headboards. And I've always seen these on Pinterest and never made one. So I decided to go ahead and make one. And the headboard that I purchased was for a single size bed. But there's always full size and even queen size headboards, or you can make one yourself. But for the price, I figured I might as well pick it up. And what you're going to need, again, is these 2x4s and all the lumber that I purchased. They actually cut it for you at Lowe's. You can just take in a piece of paper with the actual measurements and they cut it all for you there. And then my husband was nice enough to pre-drill all of the holes, just measure it. And again, I'll leave all those measurements down below for you. But once you have everything laid out, just go ahead and put in your screws. This was the easiest part for me. And this is the easiest way for me to do it as well. So I just went ahead and started pre-drilling my screws into all the openings. And I had thought about making something like this, like I said, for a while. I just never found a headboard that I actually liked in the size that I wanted. So I was pretty excited when I found this one. So once you're done pre-drilling, putting in your screws, just go ahead and start getting all your smaller pieces of wood, which is your inner, and it's going to be part of your seat. And you just go ahead and line them up to your screws and start screwing them in. To actually assemble this DIY, it took me roughly about 40 minutes. So it's not too hard to do. Since, like I said, at Lowe's, they actually cut everything for you. So it's pretty easy DIY. The only thing that was the most difficult for me was to actually hold the headboard and drill it into this square that we're actually building right now, which will be the seat once we're done. But if you hold it with one of your knees, which you'll see me doing, it's a lot easier to do. I just didn't really think about it until it was too late and I had already played with it for a while. But just go ahead and continue to add your pieces of wood. And no, I'm sure I have a hammer somewhere, but I decided just to use a battery pack of my drill. I don't have a table for outdoor DIYs, so hopefully I'll get one soon, and that way I can record these a lot better. But as you guys know, I'm new, so I'm learning as I go. But go ahead and do the opposite side. Once you're done, just flip it over, which the other side of this box, the one I'm drilling now, it's a lot faster and a lot easier. And if you don't have or don't want to use screws, you can always use nails. I would just use like thicker carpenter nails, I guess you could say, the hard, thicker ones. But I would just recommend you getting some screws. And another thing you might want to do is add some wood glue if you wanted to add this, to make it more secure. But the screws, like, again, it's nice and sturdy. So once you're done making your box, here's where I tell you I couldn't figure out how to hold my headboard. And then I realized I just had to put my knee on it. But make sure whatever design, like this headboard has a design forward, like a carving, just make sure that's towards the front, not the back. And I would recommend you just drilling pre-drilling your headboard as well if it's going to be in a different area. But go ahead and put your screws in, pre-screw it a little bit, and then just drill it all in. And then once you're done, here is where I realized, oh, all I had to do was hold it with my knee like that, and then you just screw it in. So that's why I'm showing you that's all you had to do instead of grabbing a table and trying to figure out how to do it. But that's a good thing about DIYs. You learn as you go, and the next time you do it, which believe me, I want to make another one for outdoors, it's just going to go a lot much faster that way. So now once you're done with your box and it's screwed onto your headboard, go ahead and put the legs. And you just drill them in to the front. And I'll leave the measurements of the legs so you can know where I actually put the seat at, the height of it. Here in Florida, you don't hardly ever get cool days outside to do DIYs. At least I don't think they're cool enough for me to do, but today was a rainy day, so I decided to go ahead and get this done since I had this headboard for a few months already. Just hadn't had the day, a nice day for me to be out there and actually drill everything and do everything outdoors. And there you go. You're completely finished with all the drilling and everything. The legs, I do recommend, the ones I got were a little thinner than what maybe you would want, but they did work out, and I just added some wood glue to that so they're nice and secure. And then once you're done, this headboard was a little bit old and rusted, so I just went ahead and sanded it down a little bit. And now I'm going to paint it with some Oops paint that I purchased at Lowe's as well. And I really like this color. It's not a purple, but it's not a lavender. It's kind of in between. So it's a really pretty color. At least I thought so. And I'm just putting 2 coats. But the first coat, I basically just kind of brush it on anyway. I really don't even bother to, keep it even or anything like that. I just kind of brush it on. A light coat, and then I'll let it dry completely and then add a second coat. And then once I do add the second coat, I do take my time with that one. And I am painting the inside. You don't necessarily have to paint the inside of this bench because you're going to put a seat on it. But just so it can look finished, I went ahead and painted the entire box. And now I'm painting the headboard. If you can see these headboards, they have like a gold trimming. I decided to leave it as is, just paint it all with solid one color. Maybe later on down the line, I'll paint it or get some of that silver metallic paint from Walmart and add the trimming again. But I just wanted it to be one solid color. So it was kind of easy for me just to go ahead and paint it all. But that's another option you might want to do. And basically, I mean, the nice thing about, again, doing your own DIYs and your own stuff is you can customize it to fit any decor that you have. And if you change decors, you can easily just take it outside and paint it a different color. You guys let me know in the comments down below what color you'll be painting something like this. I know I thought about painting it white, but I have a lot of white and gray in my kitchen and dining room. So basically in my entire house, I have a lot of gray. But I decided to go ahead. Like I said, I found this Oops paint and I thought it was a really pretty color. And I'm so happy that I purchased it because if I wouldn't have, I was just going to paint it white. And I just absolutely, again, love this color. I know on video it looks kind of like a tan, darker brown, but it's not. This is the piece of wood that I purchased for my seat. And I had some memory foam padding that I'm going to use, and I just cut it up and folded it in half. And then I had an extra old curtain that I'm going to use as the seat cover. And I just stapled it together. Now, one thing is once you start stapling it, if the staples don't go completely in, just get a hammer and hammer them in. And when you do start stapling everything, don't staple your corners. You staple all your corner fabric at the end. And I started stapling what's going to be the back of my seat first. And now I'm going to cut the piece of extra foaming from what's going to be the front of my seat, and then flip over the curtain or the fabric, and then go ahead and staple that part. Just like so. And once I did this, I love the color, but it didn't match the color of the seat when I painted it. And here's where my camera fell. I'm sorry about that. But once I did all of this, I went to the thrift store and I found another fabric there that I really, really liked. So basically, you'll see at the end, what I did was just remove this fabric, which was an old curtain, so it didn't bother me to just remove it and toss it. But you can easily save it for another thing, another item or DIY. And I repurposed it with a different fabric. But this was the fabric that I initially decided to use. But like I said, I found some at the thrift store for 50 cents. So I figured I might as well just go ahead and use that. But, you know, that's another option. Some curtains, even shower curtains that you like, you know, don't toss them right away. Because if you really like them, you might want to use them for seat covers or to refurbish something. So I try to keep them at least one or two around just in case for DIY projects like this. But here is the fabric that I found, which I absolutely love. And now what I'm going to do with my seat is, you can use screws or nails again, but I'm just using wood glue. And I'm just being very, very generous with my wood glue. And just go ahead and spread it all around. And I just made sure I put enough everywhere. And then once I did do this, I flipped it over on my table and then just wiped everything off. If there was any glue dripping, like there's some dripping in there, I can see it. But go ahead and lay your seat cover on top, and there you have it. It was about $24 for me total to make this. And I wanted to let you guys know some other items that I purchased at my local thrift store. And if you guys are interested in seeing what I make with these, let me know and I'll do a tutorial for you. It's this lamp and these, what are they? The little dinner tables or side tables. And then I bought a tray. And the day I went was 50% off all the furniture. So basically I got the tray for about $2. The little dining, or I forgot what they're called, I'm sorry, I went blank on that, was about $3. And then my lamp shade was 50 cents. So let me know in the comments down below if you enjoy these kind of tutorials and you want me to make the tutorial of what I'm going to do with those items. And I hope you enjoy and want to make an item like this. Until next time, you guys stay blessed. Bye.